yo, Raven the Blazin, Eurasian, representing BrooklynBodega.com, Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival, Brooklyn Bodega Radio, and the October showcase of Show and Prove. I'm here with Gypsy Flesh.
Hi, beautiful.
In the flesh.
How are you?
I'm doing, how are you is the question. She just came off stage, took me like 75 hours to get her over here.
I'm so sorry.
No, but you know what? I mean, sorry, yes, because of timing, but don't apologize for people receiving you positively.
They did. That's such a blessing because you don't get that often. You don't know how people will receive you. So when they do, you actually, it makes you want to work that much harder and be that much more better and be more positive. So thank you to everybody who actually appreciated my performance.
I mean, you mentioned that you're not used to this. I can't believe, I mean, you look like a professional, you know, like, hey, sweetie, hug and kiss. I mean, are you really not used to this, or is it just, it's still new for you? I mean, how long have you been doing this?
You know what? I've been performing since I was 11. So the performance part is not really new to me. It's just that people receiving me with my music at this level, like, and I did a couple of songs, so it wasn't like one track. Usually when we perform, people, they allow you to do 1 or 2 songs, but this was like a set, like a 10-15 minute set. So I just appreciate people receiving my music and the performance and the collaborative effort with my team well. So.
Definitely, it was like a synchronized. I mean, you know what it was? It was like hip hop, right? But then like infused with like a little in vogue.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Little R&B.
I mean, I grew up watching a lot of the old school people, the Al Green
and all them, right?
I mean, them too, but even before them, there was Al Green, there was Aretha, there was Patty, there was Michael, you know, and all these other fabulous artists, Otis Redding, and I could go on forever, really, that infused me with. When they perform, it was honest, and that was one thing that I always want to bring across. I don't want to try to be anything that I'm not, and I'm a hip hop artist, so naturally it's going to be a fusion of my past and who I was inspired by, and who I am, and who I'm becoming.
Right. And how did you find your own, I guess, your own voice and all that? Because you mentioned a lot of artists also very different from each other, and they inspired you. So how did you find your own voice as an artist?
That's a great question. I think that question applies to all people, especially women, because we got to define ourselves before someone defines us, so to speak.
Yes.
And a little early on, I saw what was in the music industry, and I'm sure everybody don't like everything that's out, and especially coming from the females.
Right.
You know, I grew up watching Queen Latifah, Salt and Pepper, MC Light, and so many other fabulous females, and they were always themselves, and they still matter because they were always true to who they were. So I said, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have to be true to who Gypsy is. Nothing more, nothing less. Just be myself.
Right, and you believe, I mean, the ongoing question has been the whole idea of timeless music, you know, coming out as an artist and being able to last for X amount of years. What's your plan? Is it to keep true, or what is it?
To constantly keep true. I definitely want to elevate. I mean, I want my performance to get bigger. You know, as the venue grows, as your audience grows, you grow hopefully, and you elaborate a little bit more on your performance and in your music. But I'll always stay true to my roots because it's, when you stray from your roots, you become confused, and you're always looking for other people to define you. So I think I'll always stay true.
Also, I think that as far as the confidence goes, I mean, if you're yourself and you're on stage, that's just you. So there's nothing really to worry about. When you're trying to be something else, you kind of gotta like check your notes again and make sure that you're doing it right. Like, oh, how was I supposed to spell?
How was I supposed to do that?
I didn't know. Yeah, right. So we're talking. Tell them. We're talking about your name because I asked you your full name, Gypsy Flesh. Explain your name.
Okay, I'll try to do the short but long version. Okay. Gypsy, the name is derived from the word Egypt. My native country, where I'm from, is Egypt. My people, we are from Egypt. Flesh is because we live in a physical form and we bruise easily. The flesh bruises easily. We're constantly scarred internally and outside. But you gotta thicken in that baby up to be, especially coming from New York, coming from the hood and the Bronx, you gotta have thick flesh. So that's why the flesh, because I have a thick, I have a thicker flesh. I have more like, thick skin because I've been through so much. So I have so many testimonies as to, my story, what I've been through. And I'm really hoping that I can use music as a platform to inspire another generation.
Right.
Because that's what you do.
Right.
You inspire your generation too, but it's with the ones that are really influenced by you and that want to be
Little
like
ducks.
you. It's them little ones, and they're like, you know, dressing
You're so
like,
pretty.
yeah, they're like all fascinated and stuff.
Right.
So, you know, you want to make sure you're giving them good stuff and not, I don't want to feed anybody's children sex. It's not wrong being sexy, but I don't want to feed anybody's children sex. I don't want to feed them drugs. I don't want to feed them the streets because they've been infused with that constantly already. I want to, let's inspire each other. Let's feel good. Let's unite. That's why I had a bunch of women on stage with me, because it was like, nah, I need people to see unity with us, because as far as we're concerned in hip hop, you can't get female rappers to really like.
I know no one is catfighting back then, which is amazing.
It's like love. That's why I was like, you know, before I start, I want to give props to the other ladies that are going.
I heard that
along with me, because this is not easy. You know what I'm saying? Please don't pass.
Thanks for nothing.
You know what? I'm from the Bronx. I snuff us.
Oh, I know. We were Brooklyn too.
I know, but I was rude. I said, don't pass.
Yeah, he didn't care.
That was a he, she. Look how skinny she is. She's some meat on her bone. Look who's talking. Jesus, let me shut up. Continue.
Her flesh, right? Okay, no, you talked about what you want to bring forth in your music as far as not.
And then
feeding.
I wanted to snuff her, right?
Right. So you like.
I would not do that in front of the kids.
Special.
But I would not.
Nice. But she's keeping it real though. She's like, yo, have you walking from my interview?
That was rude. But you know what? I would never do this in front of kids. What I do in my private time is one thing, but in front of kids, I'm like, hello, how are you?
Well, this. She bows. That's what she does. Well, that's exactly. I mean, to be completely honest, you know, I'm not an MC or a singer. Obviously, I do this whole thing, right?
Which is beautiful.
Thank you.
Because you get the real.
I know, because this is what I live for.
Real.
And you know, I remember back in the day, you know, wanting to being like 13, being like, I'm gonna have my own label and all that. Still working on that. And it was all because I felt, you know, I was like, if my kids grow up, I don't have any yet, but when I have kids, I was like, we're mad young. You know what I'm saying? We're too young to have kids.
And I ain't married.
She just has that. All right, so what I was saying was, if I said, you know, I was like, yo, if my kids grow up to, you know, just this kind of music, like, I'm gonna go crazy. I need to come out with more positive. And it's not even, like you said, it's not even about not being sexy or not saying what's going on.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, there are other true things in life except for the struggle and drugs and sex. And
that's all I'm saying.
Right.
And you know the problem I have, and this is to no particular artist, because I don't need to be beefing. It ain't worth it. Please, just shut up. Like, I don't care. Just make good music. Like, that's how I feel. But the problem that I have with today's music is that everyone tells you what's wrong in the hood, but nobody gives you no solutions. Right. That's the problem. That's the only problem I have, because it's like, all right, yo, times is hard on the boulevard, I'm scarred, and it's, you know, all right, I get that. Now what do you do next? Do you just stay on the boulevard and sell crack for the rest of your life? Right. That's the problem I have with the music, because you don't give solutions, and you know what? Life is solution based, because you could tell me in one song you going through this, but in the next song, give me a story about how you really got through it. That's why we love Mary. She always tell you how it was like, you know, you hurt
crying when she's singing.
It's like she tells you the story, but she always gives you a solution. Like, you know what, I was here at point A and this is how I got the point. You know, this is my blueprint. It's very honest. This is it. And that's what I want more of. I want more solution based. How do we have good relationships with men? You know, how do we keep our families together? Right. You know,
not just this is what happened.
No, I don't want to just
on record.
Yeah,
this is what happened, and then in the sequel, I'm gonna tell you what I did to get out of that.
That's what I want to know. That's what movies are, right? Movies, they give you the problem, they give you the plot. Everything gets grimy, and then in the end, it's all like peachy. Everyone's and it's not that life is like that, but it gives you the option to know how to get out of something, and that's I talk a lot, sorry.
No, that's, I mean, you're an artist. I mean, that's what we do. If we're not here to talk,